Hello and welcome to the Launch Your Second Act podcast. I'm your host, Angela Vassallo, and I'm so glad you are here. I'm a businesswoman, author, entrepreneur, speaker, stepmom, and mum. I know that's a lot of hats, and I know that you wear them too. I help ambitious women just like you dream big, spark ideas, create more clarity, and kick those big ideas into action. This podcast was designed for ambitious women who are at the unique junction in their lives. I call it the second act. Women who are conquering life's transitions and are becoming the main character in their second act. It's time to rediscover what you want and how to get it. Upgrade and master your inner game and raise your standards. Hear from amazing women who have overcome, transformed, and are reclaiming their desires. Embrace this time in our lives. This is not a time to slow down, it's a call to action to discover what you really want. I hope this podcast inspires you to amplify your belief that you are capable of achieving the epic life that you dare to envision. Let's get started. And welcome to the Launch Your Second Act podcast. We have such a fabulous guest here today, and I know you're going to love everything that you hear. And like I've always said, I want to be able to bring on guests that can help you guys and really push you forward in your businesses. So my guest today is Stacey Hughes, and Stacey is a self-confessed chaos addict and a Facebook ad wrangler. As a digital ads expert, she loves helping online business owners boost their brand awareness and attract more clients with delightful, attention-getting digital ad campaigns. She says owners may cringe at the F word, and that's funnel. But Stacey takes away the overwhelm. As the owner of a thriving chain of dietitians, Stacey dove into the world of digital advertising, combining paid courses with self-guided learning. She went on to create campaigns that delivered more than $500,000 in income to her family business. And now Stacey shares her insights, tips, and hard-learned mistakes with online business owners, helping them smash through their income expectations. Stacey creates campaigns on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and they cut through the clutter and grab attention by speaking to the ideal client with click-worthy ads. Stacey helps business owners fast-track results with clever, targeted ad campaigns. And she wants business owners to learn from her mistakes that she's made, and so you can fast-track your success as well. So you can sell out your courses and build the business of your dreams. And a fun fact about Stacey, she is a shark-loving ocean swimmer. My absolute worst nightmare. But welcome, Stacey. It's awesome to have you here, and thank you very much for being on the podcast.
Thanks, Angela. I'm so glad to be here today.
Well, thank you. And I know I was just reading that whole thing about a shark-loving ocean swimmer, your fun fact. So let's just quickly start there. What are you doing swimming out in the ocean with sharks?
Well, I love swimming. I love swimming in the pool and I love ocean swimming. And I wanted to swim around Great Keppel Island. It's a 20
Wow.
kilometer swim around an island. And I knew to do something like that, I would have to conquer my fear of sharks because
Yep.
I started every time I got in the ocean, I just started thinking about what lies beneath. And then, I did some work and, I uncovered what my issues were. And it turns out it's not the sharks that I was afraid of. There was other, fears I had. But anyway, I ended up swimming around Great Keppel Island, didn't see any sharks, and I was fine.
Well, we might have to have a quick chat about that later, about the sharks and what you overcame, because that has been one of my biggest fears all my life. So if there's something behind that, I think I need to know
Yeah.
so I can break down that fear too. But well done. I've always been inspired and curious about why people swim in the ocean and how they're able to do that, and be able to conquer that fear. So congratulations to you for that. Amazing. But today, the interview we want to talk about, and I know that one of the reasons why I really wanted to have you on our podcast is because I find so many people are struggling with marketing online. And, I know that you've also done Facebook ads for me in the past, and we're just about to do some more now. And you're able to really target market the audience and the avatar that, I'm looking for and other people are looking for. And I think that's the key, because at the end of the day, if you don't have a business online, then you don't have a business really. And the fact that you can get in there and market online and really be able to help people, cut through all of the noise out there, because everybody's out there doing something online, is really, really important. Because the reality is, if you are not, getting through and marketing well online, then you're not getting sales. And if you don't get sales, then you're not making any money. And why did we go into business? Well, we go into business to make a profit. So it all
Exactly.
starts there. So no, I'm very intrigued to hear from you today and find out a little bit more about what your thought process is with Facebook ads and the
Mhm.
success that you've been having as well.
Mhm.
So Stace, just let me know, what do you think is the main reason why people are not doing well with marketing and Facebook ads online?
Yeah. Well, I think it comes down to one important point, and that is that Facebook ads is just one part of your marketing puzzle. Because a lot of people come to me and they're not selling enough of their courses or membership or whatever, and they think that Facebook ads is going to be the magic cure all, or I'm
Mhm.
going to wave a magic wand and fix all of their issues. But there's, as we know with marketing, people need to see things a lot more than just once. So Facebook ads really has to be part of, or LinkedIn ads, or wherever your people are, that needs to be one part of your marketing puzzle. So you still need to do that organic content, video
Yes.
content, all of those things. And then, Facebook ads amplifies what's working. So, sometimes you might have an issue with your messaging or that type of thing. So Facebook ads can help work that out, but
Yeah.
ultimately it is something you've got to do with other activities as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So Facebook ads is just the one of the ways to target market.
Yes.
And there are so many other avenues that you can go down as well. And do you think that what is the main reason why people are confused with the online marketing world? Is it because they don't they don't target market correctly? Or do
Mhm.
you think it's in their whole sales process? Or is it their words, their content that they're using?
Yeah, I mean, it could be all of those things, one of those things, but it's just like everything, you have to be clear on who you're targeting. So,
Yes.
it's that, if you target to everyone, you target to no
To
one.
no
I
one.
think
Yeah.
we learnt that from Dale
Yes.
Beaumont, haven't we? So
Yeah.
it is becoming clear. You need to know who you're targeting. So,
Mm.
and then tailor your messaging to that person. So,
Yes.
yeah. So I think once you're clear on that, that can make things easier. And then also with Facebook ads, it does help with that, because you can then target that person, that particular avatar, or you can design your ads, so your videos and your images targeting that person as well.
What are you finding is doing the best at the moment? Is it the videos with with the Facebook ads, or is
Yes.
it the still images? Because I know you can kind of go through both, but
Yeah.
a lot of the time I'm just seeing a lot of videos at the moment online,
Yeah.
and you've got
Yeah.
the captions and people are reading the video and that type of thing. Is that one of the best one approaches
Yeah.
at the moment?
Well, video is great because you're making that connection. So it is also about what you're saying in that video, and you should always have captions, should edit for sound off. But in saying that, sometimes I see clients where images do better than the video. But
Yes.
that's not to say people didn't watch you on the video ads and then they saw the image ad and then they took action. So I always say, let's do it all. Let's do video, let's do images, and even a carousel, because people like to read,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a little bit more about you or your offer. So that's also an effective format as well. But sometimes it's too hard to say that is the best one to do. In fact, you should actually do it all.
Yeah. And you're getting amazing results for your clients, aren't you? So you've been doing that. Not only that, you're doing presentations, keynote presentations. I've seen you do that as well for big companies, going in and explaining how to do this technique, and you're so
Yeah.
good at it. So are you finding that your clients are getting excellent results once they
Yeah.
really get clear on their target market?
Yeah, absolutely. And the people that have a validated offer do really
Right.
well as well. So they've sold their offer already. They do really well with ads to sell to cold people, because it is very hard going in with ads selling to cold people when you're first starting out. So you should
Mm.
always start with ads that are those lead magnet ads, so attracting them with something so that you can nurture them on email and then sell them something. But if you just
Yes.
go straight in trying to sell something, that is really hard unless you've got a validated offer that you've sold to hundreds of people already, and that you've got that data of the people that are already bought that offer. Yeah, so other than that, I would start with ads on the lead magnet and attracting people and then nurturing them.
Yeah, because I guess that's what people, I think, is a mistake that a lot of people make, is this constant just selling. Just
Selling. Yeah.
always everything that every time they come on, they've got something about their offer or what they're doing or what they're promoting, rather than giving valuable content. So I guess a good lead magnet is something that can offer something to help someone. It's
Yes.
that key of, like, the five best strategies for this, the five tips for this, and that's where people think, oh, great, I'd really love to learn a little bit more about that. And then from there, you can be part of their email list and you can target market to them, but you're giving some value in the
Mhm.
beginning. So you
Yes,
find that's the most
that is the
important
best
thing, rather
strategy.
than
Definitely.
just selling.
Yes, and doing an ad just straight for the selling of your course or your membership. You really do have to warm people up first.
Mm. Well, I know that we're also, both of us are part of another group called Her Empire Builder. And I know that Tina Tower is somebody that, is a big advocate of making sure that you're giving valuable content, creating
Mhm.
content and putting it out there regularly to be
Mhm.
able to build your audience. And then you can have, then you can have earn their respect to be
Mhm.
able to then market to them. So then that's
Yeah.
a really, important tip as well.
Yeah, so it is really good to, do that organic content and then turn some of that organic content into ads. So
Yes.
the thing that works, when you might post something about a particular topic, that you always get engagement on that. So if you then turn that post into an ad, that's another effective strategy to grow your audience and attract new people.
Oh, amazing. So how did you start in the Facebook ad world? I know that I read that you were involved with dietitians, and then you've decided to move out into the online world of, marketing online. So how did that transition happen for you?
Yeah, so my husband and I had 5 dietitian clinics and we
Right.
had 17 staff. And I always did the Facebook ads for our business. And we launched an online weight loss course and a challenge. And every time we launched that, we'd get 300 people through that round or whatever.
Mm.
And I really loved Facebook ads. I mean, it was one part of the marketing piece for us,
Mm.
but it is something I really loved. And then I knew we were going to sell our business and we were traveling around Australia with the kids. That was the plan. And I just did that whole, what do I love? What could I teach people? What's, you know, the kind of three questions that you ask yourself. And then I sort of landed on Facebook, or what are people going to pay you to learn about? So I
Yeah.
landed on Facebook ads and I just decided to go all in on that because it is confusing. It's confusing for me sometimes. Even
Yeah.
over the weekend, I was doing a loom for a client and something changed on me mid loom in the Facebook ads manager. So a
Right.
new feature came in. So I'd started the loom, I paused it, and then I continued on, and then something dropped into the account. And I was like, wow, like there's just changes happening all the
Constant
time. And it's
changing.
so hard to keep up with. Mm.
So this type of business, online business, gave you the opportunity to be able to travel Australia with the family,
Mhm.
still have an income coming in because you're able to sort of build your online business and travel with that as well.
Yes. Yeah. So
How-
that's what I did. So I just, started my online business, got clients. I'm in a lot of business groups too. So
Yep.
I give a lot of value in those groups and I get a lot of my clients out of from those groups as well.
What was it like traveling Australia with the family and working? Were you in like a caravan? How did you do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, we have 4 children, so we were in a caravan,
Wow.
the six of us.
Yeah.
We couldn't homeschool the children, and my husband works online as well. So we would go to a place, put the kids in school for a term, and when they were in
Okay.
school, we would work in school hours. Yeah, that's what we decided to do. So we ended up living in some really awesome places. The kids went to a new school every term. They made new friends, new teachers, and yeah, they've kept in contact with a lot of the friends that they made. So yeah, it was a really
Wow.
great experience and a different way of doing it instead of that whole, we didn't travel around the whole of Australia because it's just way too big,
Yeah.
but we still got to have that year-long experience
So
of
you
living
traveled
in
for a year,
a
basically?
year,
Yeah.
exactly 1 year. Yep.
What an awesome experience. What was the highlight of that for you and the family?
Yeah, living in Tassie, we really loved Tasmania. It was really cold, and I don't think I could live there permanently,
Yeah.
but I loved, yeah, Hobart, and yeah, just
Yes.
I loved all the things that we could do as a family. So yeah, it was really good. It's a really good place to see.
Yeah, beautiful. I've always wanted to go to Tasmania. So the thing, I guess the beauty about this online world is how flexible it is that you
Mhm.
can make these decisions. Hey, we're just going to pick up the family and we're going to go travel around Australia and we're still going to have an income coming in and
Yeah,
everything's going to be okay because we're not stuck in a traditional business. And I know we've both been in traditional businesses and the commitment and the responsibility of that and staff, and you just in so many ways you feel stuck. And
yeah,
what I found when I moved into this online world, I thought, oh my gosh, where has this been all my life? Because the flexibility that you get, you can work from home, you can work your own hours, you
yeah.
can create an income and also serve people, make a
Mm,
difference in people's lives, which is so many ways of what you do, because you just help so many, because this you can't know everything,
yeah.
especially in business. So when
Hmm.
you have a specialist in certain areas like marketing online, Facebook ads, it's really important to, invest in someone like that and try not to do it all yourself, because that's where you just become stuck, and you're someone like you and your skill helps people to be unstuck. Do you find that also people invest in other people where they're just charging way too much for Facebook ads and marketing and they're just getting
Yeah.
ripped off? Do you see that as
Yes, I
well?
do. I've had a lot of clients where they've come from big agencies, and the money that they've spent, like $30,000,
Whoa.
on I've had that recently, just in the last week, and they spent $30,000 and did not get a single return
Right.
on
No
investment,
result.
no results at all. And that included the agency's fees as well as the Facebook ads money.
Yeah.
And I do hear that all the time. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's good that I can work closely because I just have a small team of two other people as well, and I work closely with other entrepreneurs or people that are working in the online world. So they're the
Yes.
type of people that I like to work with as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it must be hard to hear that when you know that
Mm,
they did not have to pay that sort of money and they've just been ripped off. And
yes.
yeah, I think there's so much of that stuff. You've just got to be very careful. And I think also as entrepreneurs, it's really important to, ask for help and advice and say, who
Mhm.
do you use? And, if you see someone that's doing some Facebook ads online or marketing well online, you could send them a DM and just say, just wondering, who do you work with to be able to help you create Facebook ads? And, possibly even lead you to someone like you, because it's really important to find authentic people that
Mm,
are there for the right reasons. They're there to,
yeah.
serve you, to help you, and it's a win-win situation for everybody.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, what would you say to somebody starting out in business and they have a budget, it's not huge, but they really want to be able to get their message out there and market online to Facebook, Facebook ads and Instagram and all of that type of thing. What would be your tips or advice that you'd be able to help to say to somebody starting out in business online?
Yeah, so I would work on that, your organic marketing strategy. So what you post on Facebook and Instagram, and then work out what people, are really engaging with. And then I would spend $5 or $10 a day turning that content into an ad to show new people. And that
Right.
content might be, your lead magnet, or it might be a video, that type of thing. But then, turning that into an ad, and just starting out, growing your audience, because that's the biggest thing when you first start out. And you might post something on Facebook and Instagram and no one sees it. And
Yeah.
even you might not have a big following yet, or maybe you have a big following, but still nobody sees it. So putting a few dollars behind it and getting it out to new people, getting people engaging with that, that's the sort of ultimate goal there with your marketing. And that will really help your ads.
And it's not a fast thing, is it? Like, it is a
No.
process, isn't it? I think people think straight away, I'll put a Facebook ad out there and hopefully I'll get 100 clicks or people signing up straight away. Do you
Yeah.
find that, when you explain to your clients, look, it's going to take a little while. You might be
Yeah.
lucky. You might end up, going strong and getting a lot of people to your webinar. But usually do you find that it's a bit of a slow burn to build that, that awareness, and then also build people following you as well?
Yeah. Yeah, it is a slow burn. And I do say that I am a manager of expectations sometimes with
Okay.
people. But
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you have a low budget, it is a slow burn. But I think Facebook ads is something that you should be running all of the time. So, whatever your strategy is, whether it is that lead magnet, or you have a podcast, or
Mm.
you have some offer coming up, or you're about to do a webinar or something like that, it is good to be running ads all of the time to just
Mhm.
constantly build up your audiences. Because the more people that you're attracting to watch your content, the more people then you can retarget to. So that's going to help you in
Yes.
the long run.
Yes. And what do you say for people that, also have that resistance in putting themselves out there online? Because, I meet a lot of women, especially the women I'm talking to now in their second act, and they're maybe starting out in business and, launching something new, and they're really wanting to build a following. So they're putting themselves out there for the first time. What's
Mm-hmm.
your advice in, doing lives and putting content out there and, promoting themselves and their business? What advice would you
Yeah.
give someone?
I like just going live. I find I find if I take videos of myself, I am
Mhm.
constantly not happy with what it looks. This is just me personally, with what it looks like. And I have so many drafts for stories and things that I've never posted. Whereas I've discovered that if I go live, then it's out there.
Yeah.
So it's just, I think, finding out what works for you.
Mhm.
Other people might be videoing and uploading those videos they're comfortable with, but for me, I'm absolutely fine to go live on Instagram or LinkedIn Live, or Zoom and then live stream into a Facebook group, things like that. And then it's just there, you're sort of forced to create the content, and then it all just happens. And the more you do it, the better
Yeah.
you get, and the more
It's
comfortable
like
you
anything.
get. It's like
Yeah.
anything, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like, when we first jumped on Zoom for the first time, we were like,
Yes.
oh, how does this all work? And even, we're always looking at, different ways that things work. And just the more you do it, the better you get at it.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. It's like anything in life, isn't it? The more confidence that you get, the more times you do it, the more confidence that you get. So
Yeah.
it's that thing about, feeling the fear, doing it anyway, and
Yeah.
overcoming that whole feeling of, oh gosh, everyone's watching me. But when you know that you come from a place of serving, and that you
Mm-hmm.
have something that you offer, that you know that it's going to help people, if you come from that place, I think it makes it so much easier to really put yourself out there.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's not all about you, and no one's
No.
no one's judging you as harsh as you judge yourself. So
Yeah, that's
yeah.
absolutely true. Yeah.
Mm.
What would you say has been your biggest lesson, or what have you learnt in starting your own business online, or what you've learnt along the way? What have been your biggest challenges, or what have you overcome or learnt?
Yeah, definitely my own mindset,
Mhm.
and always, trying to catch myself now going into the negative talk, or I can't do this. Why am I doing this? There's so many people out there teaching Facebook ads. Who do I, that kind of
Yes,
negative
yes.
self-talk. So that's one thing that I've learned, is to catch myself on that and take action. So it is about being in the right groups. I feel like I'm in the right mentor groups. We're in Business Blueprint and Her Empire Builder,
Mhm.
and having that community and support, and just taking action, learning new things, but taking action.
Yeah.
And also recognizing that the shiny object syndrome too, because sometimes I can
Yes.
be like, oh, I want to try something new. But
Yes.
then it's like, okay, let's just go back to the basics, get them happening first, and then maybe try something new later.
Yes.
And the reality is I wasn't doing the basics anyway. So it's, going back and just taking action on those things.
Yeah, look, that's great advice. I think that's so. I've just been reading a book recently, Russell Brunson's book, and he speaks about that too. About get good at one thing, just focus on one thing.
Yeah.
If you're going to do a Facebook ad campaign for a month, 2 months, or 90 days, stay focused on that. Because that
Mm,
whole there's so much out there online, and oh, she's doing this, he's doing that. What and you want to jump in and do all that. But I think if you just really put a game plan together, and I tend to do these game plans in quarters. So there'll be like 90 days, 90 days,
mm,
90 days. So if I can work it like that, then I know the game plan between each one. And I really try not to, go off on a tangent. But that's very good advice about focusing on the one thing. And, the way you've overcome with your mindset, you're saying that you've been able to, put yourself around the right people. Yeah. To be able to give you
definitely.
the inspiration that you need, but also the belief, because I think sometimes when you get around, especially women in a community, they have your back, don't they? They say,
Mm,
you can do this.
mm.
Sometimes you don't necessarily believe in yourself, but if somebody else believes in you, you can hang on to that belief just to take the first step. Do you feel
Yeah,
that
that's
as
so
well?
true. Yeah, absolutely. That is exactly, yeah, exactly how it happens. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's such an important thing, being around community and having that support. But, thanks so much for today, Stacey, and all your advice and everything that you've been able to teach us with Facebook ads. I think really, if we sum it all up, it's really a matter of putting yourself out there, finding someone like yourself that can help create the Facebook ad. Try not to do it all on your own because it's just too complicated. The back end stuff is too complicated.
Yeah.
And yeah, find somebody that can do that for you and, really nut down on your, get clear on who you're serving and your avatar. And then you'll be able to cut through a lot of the noise and get your ads out there and ultimately bring in, more new prospects and eventually
Yeah.
sales.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. Yes.
Yeah, fabulous. Well, thanks again, Stace. And how can people find you? Have you got what have you got happening at the moment in your world?
Yeah, so I'm just launching a Fab Ads Club at the moment,
Oh,
and
awesome.
where I'm going to be teaching people or online course creators the 4 campaigns that they need to be running all the time,
Great.
so they can jump in, get access to that training. And I'm building it on Kajabi community, so I'm just doing it a different way. So yeah, that's what's happening at the moment, and my URL for that is fabads.club. But other than that,
Fabads.club.
.club, yeah. And you can
Great.
find me on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn,
Yep.
via my name. So staceyhughes.co. I'm on
Mhm.
Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn.
Fabulous. Well, we'll make sure that we put everything in the show notes as well and your links to your fabads.club,
Yeah,
because I
that's
really
it.
believe that's the thing, that if anybody is listening and that they really want to be able to start promoting their business and starting to work with Facebook ads, get around somebody as genuine and authentic as Stace. And I know she's helped me in my business many times and so many of my, colleagues as well, to be able to promote their business. But that's a fantastic opportunity for people to be able to jump on. But we'll make sure that we do that for Stacey Hughes. And thank you again, Stace, for coming on. Really appreciate it. And
Thanks,
look
Angela.
forward to catching up with you soon.
Thanks, Angela. It's been my pleasure.
Okay, bye for now.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in today. I really appreciate it. Like I've always said, there are so many podcasts out there that you can listen to, and the fact that you're here listening to this one, I am so grateful. So thank you so much. This podcast is all about taking center stage of your life in your second act. And your second act isn't a time to slow down. It's a call to action. It's your life and it's your rules. Thank you again. I really, really appreciate you. And if you think that anybody would benefit from this, please share and even tag me in at Angela Vassallo and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Bye for now.